Hey yo, Tone, we got this soil growing some fire, bro. Let's bring it back.
For sure. How are
There
you
you
guys
go.
doing?
Yes,
So
that's my
honored
boy.
so
Looking
lucky
good,
to
man.
have the
Sharp.
pleasure to chat with you gentlemen today. I've been looking forward to this for a minute.
Me too.
Good good morning to you. It's late at night over here, man. Well, not late,
Look,
but it's about
it'll come
PM
through.
over
It'll
here.
come through.
Good morning.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm originally
We've been
I
looking
don't like to
forward
tell
to
people,
this,
but I'm from
man.
Florida,
We
by
got
way of
pushed back,
California.
but you know,
Born and raised in
it's the
Florida.
time when the time is
And
right. The time is
yeah,
right.
so I've been a little bit everywhere, but I've been in
Right,
Thailand
right.
where I'm
Really
living now for
appreciate you
about
getting
4
up
years.
early. We know where the
So it's
time
had some
difference is
opportunities that
crazy.
kind of
You
led
know,
me to come
where
out
you
here,
from?
but yeah, I'm born and raised from Florida. Yeah.
That's nice. That's dope. That's amazing.
Oh, I mean, shit. I've been here 4 years, so it's going good. It's going well. It's interesting. It's so interesting, right? Because, like, truth be told, it's the first time I really had like moved somewhere and lived somewhere like
Oh,
in
that's
like
dope.
ever.
That's dope. How is
And
that?
yeah,
How is
it's
that
just Thailand
experience
is
going for
different.
you,
Like,
man? That sounds
I really don't have the words. It's like organized chaos. Like it's just craziness all the time, chaos all the time. But it works. Like people just understand that like it just works. Like yeah. Yeah. But it's cool. The people are great. The people are nice. The food is delicious. The food is A1. It's fresh.
It's
It's
bad.
it's flavorful. Yeah, people are good. It's just the culture is very chill. Especially as in Canna Books community, it is a very very chill
yeah,
culture. They just
yeah.
decriminalized years and change ago, so it's completely legal here. Have your smoke. The rules are changing up here and there. They're trying to lock it back down a little bit because we went crazy.
Yeah.
We went crazy, but
I hear.
yeah, I mean it's cool. It's cool. Thailand is, like I said, I've been here for 4 years, and I only plan to be here a few months. So here we are.
How is the cultural difference? How's the culture
Man,
difference over there?
so it's
Yeah.
like I said, the culture is very chill. Like it's super laid back. People they have this phrase. It's on the shirt, but it says "sabai sabai," right? So basically, it's just like kind of like no worries, Hakuna Matata type, right? Where it's like, hey, it's
Awesome.
nothing to worry, everything's cool. Like it might take us 2 hours to get where we going, but sabai sabai, it's cool. Nobody tripping. But I think being real, coming as an American, it was a shift, right? Because I
Yeah.
think we're inclined, we want what we want, we like what we like, we move how we move. And sometimes it's just you're not gonna move these people on their time in their country. Like
Right.
it's just not like that. So it really forces you to kind of like check yourself a little bit. And you're just like, okay, maybe I'm tripping. You know what? You're right. It's nothing for me to be up in arms
Right,
about, me tripping
right,
about. Like
right.
it's
Do they?
cool. We're gonna get there. It's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
and I mean, to keep it a buck, I'm also black over here too,
I
so
know that.
that's a whole other
That's
layer
right.
to it. It's a whole other layer to it, but it's like
How do
they
they
love the
accept you?
they
Are they
love the culture.
accepting?
I'll put
Yeah.
it there. They love the culture. So yeah,
Right,
I'm really
right.
trying to lean into that, tap into that, because it's like, okay, like when we originated, but that's another. Again, that's a whole other thing. But I love it. I love being here. I see myself here for a while, and I'm putting my steps in places that will allow me a little more longevity here in Thailand. So
That's
yeah, it's
amazing that you're
cool. It's
there,
dope. It's
dude.
really
That's not a hop, skip, and a jump, man.
no.
Man.
But I've always wanted. So my dad is in the military, so like I'd always kind of seen
Mm.
him moving around. We didn't move around, but I'd always kind of seen him moving around doing his thing. So it was just kind of normal to me that
Right,
that's what people did. They got
right, right,
jobs in
right,
different
right.
countries, woo woo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had an opportunity to do it. Like at first, I
Yeah.
wasn't quite mature enough the first time. I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me go ahead and grow up a little bit. So I was 32 when I moved here, and it's funny because I still feel like I'm like growing here, right? It's like a different lane of growth, right? Something that like living in another country, you can't learn it. You only get that experience where you get that
Right.
experience. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's cool.
I want
It's
to
cool. You
say,
guys should definitely come. Listen, I'm telling you, put that on y'all bucket list to make it to Thailand, because
hell yeah.
I think
Oh
especially
my
for people
God.
that
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. And the
Right.
cannabis space is definitely it's a playground.
I was
Right.
shocked
Right.
when they,
Right. Right.
because Thailand, like, they're like, yes, weed, cannabis, Maryland. They love it, and they're accepting of it like
We try.
in a way
Listen,
I
man. I
never
want. As
thought
soon as the
that
world
country
calms
would.
down,
They're
man.
tough, but
You know, but it also makes sense, right? Like I honestly I couldn't see like a place like China doing no shit like this. Like let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just Thailand has that culture that like because it is so more laid back, because it is so much more like it very much goes hand in hand with like the Canna lifestyle, if I'm being honest, right? And that was before the cannabis was even introduced, right? People not tripping, people, you know, like I said, everybody kind of has this no worries, no care kind of attitude, right? And you know, it's almost sometimes even like offensive to show anger or show, you know what I mean? Like
oh
people don't
really?
really, you don't really see that type of aggression or anything like that, right? Not to say it don't happen, but just people, it's culturally, you just don't express that. You just, you know, keep it cool and, you know, keep it moving. So I think, you know, it makes a lot of sense to me, at least, that Thailand would be one of the first places, the first
Right.
country in Southeast Asia to decriminalize. And, you know, sometimes,
Shout
let's be
out
real,
to
sometimes people don't
Thailand.
even know, people really don't know why it would be criminalized in the first place. But, right, like, it's, people been using this. We talking about the people's plan, right? We talking about something that has been available well before we made laws or anything around it, right? So it's
Yeah,
just like,
Right.
what is this really about? Yeah, like what are we really trying to gatekeep here? You feel me?
Right.
So
Right.
ask
Facts.
you
Right.
we
Right.
a
Right.
question. No,
Right.
you first, Mark.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Oh, right.
All good, all
Grow
Right.
and
good.
grind.
I know
Yes.
we got right into it.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
name is Shane, and I
So,
am the CEO
all
and
right.
the
Go
owner of
ahead,
Munchy
Tom.
Merchy, which
Well,
y'all been seeing. I see
I
y'all
would
boys
just,
got y'all shirts
Munchy
on.
Mercy.
I don't know if most
Munchy
people,
Right?
anybody
Mercy.
know
Yeah, you know,
what you
it's funny
do
because,
before I don't want to go
being in
any further,
Thailand
but I
really
don't
kind
know.
of opened up that this could be a potential. Oh, there you go. There you go. Look, I'm good for the back prints. I love a good back print.
That's
Like, you know what I mean? Something
fire.
just a little spice on the back. They don't even see it coming. But
Your mercy. Thank
yeah,
you.
no,
Shit
really,
is fire.
and I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Look, Mark, he got a little detail on his. So yeah, definitely,
Yeah, shit
especially
is fire.
y'all got one of ones. I had to make sure y'all was good. But so I own basically a cannabis apparel brand, and it's set up. It's originated in the States. It is 100% functioning in the States. But where I'm at now is I was in Thailand actually when I set it up.
Special. That's a
And
special
so
shirt,
a large part of the reason for that though was, you know, there
man. Appreciate
is
you.
a huge niche community for that, right? And Thailand's a place where like it's like apparel, especially like t-shirts, shit like that, it goes up all the time. All the time. So in my head I'm like, okay, like I got this look, this working in this way over here. It's cheaper to kind of manufacture and do some stuff over here. So I was like, okay, let me figure out like how do I basically where I'm at now is that I've been building this company in both countries simultaneously, which has been a task itself, right? Trying to, you guys,
Right.
you know how it is when you're just trying to get things done
Absolutely.
stateside, right? You trying to get errands ran around the corner, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's an interesting position that I'm in because I am simultaneously building it in both places. So obviously I'm only physically in one, right? So I feel like, you know, a lot of the outreach I have to do, I have a better chance reaching the American audience just because, you know, all
Facts.
my accounts, everything, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
But I think, yeah, I have that's the thing. That's the thing. It's bigger than what I'm doing right now. Like
Right.
I see way down the future, and
Oh,
like you know, I think for
Right.
me, especially people like us don't really get these kinds of opportunities
what's up,
too often.
Alex?
You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? So for me, I
Right.
was just like, hey, like, okay,
Right.
what
You
I
got
gotta do?
this really big
What's the
vision
research behind
too.
setting up a
So,
business? Like, who I gotta talk
um,
to? What I gotta know?
right. Right.
What can I really do
Right.
here? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so yeah, the more I start looking at it, start seeing like I'm looking out the window because like really all I see is just like the
Right.
vastness. Let me see if I turn around.
Right.
I want
Right.
to let you guys know I can't see her, but it matters none. So I'll see it on the playback. Don't worry about it. Go
Right.
ahead.
All good. I'm just like looking at the vastness of Bangkok. You're talking about a city that's got 11 million,
Bangkok.
12 million people. Bangkok, 11 million, 12 million people in the city. This just in Bangkok. So there's just so much opportunity. I think sometimes that it's just like if you're
Right.
willing to open your
I can
eyes,
see.
I think and maybe look out try something a little unorthodox, do something a little different than what, I don't know nobody
420.
doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my
420
parents had,
grows genetics.
regular jobs. They do, you know what I'm saying? They was, you know how it goes. Is you go to
Yeah,
school, go to work,
that
all of it, right? And that's why I'm doing it. That part right there, right? So,
yeah, it's very
yeah,
impressive.
yeah, I
How is it?
appreciate that. I appreciate
Right,
that. And like you said, it's the vision for me. For me, I see more than just apparel. I
right,
see
right.
more than just like,
I don't know
you know what I'm
anybody
saying?
that's
Like,
doing
yeah,
what you're doing.
I can make some shit, but there's more opportunities that this
And I
can get
never met
into. And that's where I'm at.
anybody
I'm really
that's
just
doing what you're
Absolutely.
giving
doing.
myself the reign to do so and figure out what it is. Sometimes, I have conversations with someone. I'm like, oh, I didn't even really think about that aspect. But now that you done put this on the table, I'm like, okay, let's
Right.
carve out a lane for that too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, it had to,
shout out. Monkey,
have
Mercy.
to, have to. So yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Right. Right.
Well,
Right. Right.
it's a good question because I
It's
mean,
always an
full transparency.
endless,
I also work
endless,
full
endless,
time doing this, right? So I work
thing.
40 hours a week
Once
here.
you get
I
going, it's
also,
always
get it in, grind on the
branches where you
weekends,
can always,
afternoons, trying to
oh,
make connections,
I can do
establish
this, I
things,
can do it. Now,
and then I'm running it
how do you stay
simultaneously.
focused? How do you stay
I come
how do
home
you
and
stay
run it from
up?
home, so because of the time difference, right? But I
That's no joke.
it's 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 freedom that I'm really after. Like, if I'm being a buck with y'all, it's really the freedom of all of this that I'm after. And I think, because y'all get it. Sometimes some days are up, some days you're like, all right, yeah, we got the shit. The wheel is greased. We know what we're gonna do. And then there's other days you're like, damn, like, I don't know if that was the right play. But yeah, I think just keeping that mind frame of just like it's really, this will open up doors and allow me to do things that I had never previously imagined.
Oh, I'm so proud of
And
you.
like that is really,
Right.
I want to take care of my people. I want to take, the
Right.
people the support that
Right.
I've gotten in my,
Right.
career,
Right.
because I come from an education background, right? The support I've got from my family, like, I just want to be able to pay all that back in some way, shape, or form. And so really that's the thing that, when I'm literally 9,000 miles away from, you know what I mean? Everything that I know and I'm used to. That's the thing that really kind of grounds me of just like, yo, like, it's bigger than just like this moment that I'm feeling right now. It's bigger than just like me feeling frustrated. It's
Yeah, yeah. Put in that work first. What's up, Bud? What's up, Bud says, what are the hot
Right.
cultivators in Thailand? Sativas or indicas?
Oh man, so this is the thing.
That's
Thailand's
what's up.
fucking huge, and
That's how
there's
me and
so
Tone feel,
many
man. You
places
know what I
and
mean? Like,
shops. There are like a couple brands that come to mind off the top of
right.
my head, right? You have like High Society is a big one. Cookies is here actually. Like
Yeah,
the
I saw
brand.
that on Vice.
Cloud9 is another one. I think it's, what is it? Terra Gems, is something along those lines. But that's the thing. It's because it's newer here, right? Like, in my experience, I'm not saying this is true across the board, but in my experience, I do find that the culture here is more so about like getting high versus really
Mm-hmm.
understanding what you know I think, I think when you're in the American cannabis space, right, there's a lot more advocacy around. There's a lot more talk around the real benefits of cannabis use, right?
Yeah.
You're not really getting that as much here because it's something that they're low key still trying to like criminalize again. So I think there's not as much
The
conversation
They're
around
benefits,
it
trying
right,
to
here,
right.
and I think that
criminalize it.
what's that?
They're trying to recriminalize it.
Well, they're trying to reel it back in and only make it
Right. Right.
medical
Right.
cannabis now, so
Right.
you can
Oh
Right.
really get
no,
it with like a. But
too late for
look,
that.
y'all already
It's
know.
too late. It's too late for that.
That's not stopping no
Right.
train.
If
Okay,
if
we
you
was
want
getting it
them,
before it was legal. We're gonna get it after it's legal,
make the
or
black
whatever
market
they decide to do.
huge. Listen, if you want to make the freaking black market huge, do it, because
I'm
ain't
gonna go back
nobody
where I
gonna stop.
started. Look, I'm gonna go back to where I
Oh,
started. So
That's
what's
it's
up?
trending
really,
around the world,
I feel
right?
like this. I feel like I've seen this conversation come up recently in the States too, of just like what are we really paying for at these dispensaries, right?
Right.
What, because they
Right.
tax, especially in the States,
Yeah,
taxing. Whereas
Yes.
here, you know, everything in general, everything is a flat, like you don't
Right.
really, you know, the price includes the VAT or the tax or whatever it is. So back to your question though, the culture here tends to be a little bit more focused on like just like getting high versus actually understanding how this can be used as a tool to, you know, come back to yourself, remotivate yourself. That's another way I be motivated, motivate myself right there.
Right.
Exactly, exactly. So, and then, like I said, there's so many growers. There's so many people
Yeah.
popping up.
Have
Like,
you
Right.
made
you know,
Right.
really
it
nice
really,
connections out
you've
there?
got to have
I'm
quite an
sure that the
imprint.
network.
Right. Right. Right.
You know, that
Right.
has
Or
been
choosing which
kind
strains
of the
is
gift
good
of
for
this whole
certain
thing
times of the
is
day or whatever the
connectedness and
case of
like
the matter is.
who you know. Like, I mean, I know they say that shit, but like in a foreign place, right? Who you know is everything, right? If people like, for example, if I come in obviously as a complete fucking foreigner outside the mix, people not gonna greet me with the same energy. That's just it. It ain't nothing I'm gonna say. Ain't nothing I could come in there and be so at the car. I could come and say all the shit, but they're not gonna, you know. But I go in there with the Thai
Right.
homie, right? I go in there with somebody who knows the culture of the lay of the land, and a lot of times I don't even really let it be known that I'm like with this person, right? Because I want to
Right.
see how y'all gonna interact, right?
Smart.
Versus when I get in the
Right.
mix.
Right.
Smart.
But and it is what it
Right.
is, right? And I understand that that's what the culture is here, right? And it's nothing personal to me. That's just culturally how shit is. So the connections that I have leveraged with people, and you
Right.
know, I come from a background where relationships are everything, right?
Right.
So I
Yeah.
just understand, like, before I can do business with somebody, we need to be like person to person, right? I kind of got to get a feel for who you are, what you're
Right.
about, all that kind of stuff.
That's right.
So yeah, the relationships has definitely been the game changer. I feel like because it's put me in rooms I probably wouldn't have necessarily been invited to. It's put me in spaces with people that can make shit happen that I wouldn't necessarily be around. So yeah,
Nice.
it's necessary. And the thing is, it's a little bit easier. Like, you know, when you travel and you go around the world, you kind of have to come out of your box a little bit and
Mm.
start connecting with folks, right? Or you'll forever be isolated. You'll forever
Right.
be in this, you know, in this little bubble.
It's too big
So
for that.
yeah, relationships are everything, honestly, here.
Right.
Well,
Well, you mean in terms
Right.
of like the designs, like anything Thai
Right.
specific or that kind of thing?
Right. No, what kind of what kind of rules and any laws and what you can print on on your clothing or what
You
you
honestly, as long as you honestly
um
real shit, as long as you're not saying nothing bad about like government, you put whatever you want to put on that shirt. Like real spill,
well how
like
creative
you know
is
what I mean?
it
That's
how
and that's
creative
just
can you
understood
be
again culturally, right? You come in
with
here,
the
respect the
cannabis
kingdom, you know,
type
talk about
clothing?
different
Is it
things, right?
yeah.
sort of like
And as long as you're or things, there's also you can't do anything that is that has like the it's on the tip of my tongue.
that's what's
Um,
up?
like
Right.
because 95% of the people here are Buddhists, right? You can't do anything with the like the monks,
Right.
like any of the traditional Buddhists like that. Yeah, that's all. That's yeah. You get your shit shut down.
Oh shit.
Um, yeah. They don't play. They don't. Yeah, you don't not gonna come over here and be disrespectful.
That's
And
it.
like
Yeah.
in real, this you know sometimes people don't be understanding. You don't come over. You don't come to somebody else's country
Oh, okay.
and be
A monk
disrespectful.
smoking a
It's just
blunt or
that
some shit
simple.
like
It
that,
don't matter
right?
where you're from. Okay, how you're American, whatever it is, you don't get to
Yeah.
come over here.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How
So
do they take you serious?
Yeah.
Like, do they? Is it easy
Right.
for a business
Right.
woman to start a business and run it? Is it
Right.
easy? Is
Every
it easy as a
everywhere the
man?
sense of humor
Would
be
be
listen, this
different.
is a
Like
good question.
yeah.
This is a good
sarcasm
question.
and things
And I think
don't
if
fly everywhere.
I'm being real with y'all, I think I get met with different energy because of how I present. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, people naturally, which I mean we all do it, right? People make an assumption about things and people just right outward glance, right? So I feel like I've had to leverage more of my relationships with the women that I know, right? Because oftentimes like
Right.
hate to say it, but you kind of have to backdoor it, right? And it's just like sometimes, yeah, people don't, they're not really trying to hear what you was talking about as a businesswoman.
Right.
Now, one thing I do appreciate about here is that the people here have tended to, and not even just the people here, like a lot of women who come here and start their own businesses, they have created their own circles within Bangkok, right? So, you know, you get things like a Queens Connect or, you know, different organizations that are geared towards female entrepreneurs, no matter
Yes.
what industry that they're in. Right. So there's spaces for us to really come together and connect and share ideas and share resources. And, you know, they understand that's a necessary space.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, oftentimes those are the relationships that leverage, you know, that get a foot in the door at other places and at other tables.
Right.
Yeah,
Dope.
but the women would definitely look out for, yeah, it's just saw somebody typing in. The women will always look out for each other. And I think that's really, you know, it's just anywhere we go look out because we just understand that, like, yeah, it's probably already not an even playing field off top.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
They said it.
definitely not to discredit the homies though, because I've definitely had some, you know, definitely
Right.
had
Right.
some male, like, just like counterparts that have been really, really helpful, influential, and have shared a lot. But yeah, it's
Right.
the women that I know really the ones, you know,
Right.
they out here. They
Yes.
grinding. I think the men might get a little more distracted with the ladies out here, right? It's a little
I
easier to get
I like
distracted with
interviewing.
all the
I
women
like
folk out here.
interviewing men. I love interviewing women. Like, yeah. So, what, why did you choose cannabis? Why?
Right.
You know, honestly, I had been, I mean, I might not look it, right? But I pushed
I
the
can't
30
see you,
seconds.
so
It's
Yeah.
all good. So it's
That sounds
youthful,
about
right? It's
right.
very youthful. And I've always smoked. It's, you know, it was something that's always been a part of my kind of day to day, you know, just relaxing, chilling, like you get up with the homies, all that kind of stuff. And so really I start looking at like, damn, I'm spending a lot of bread in
hell
this industry. Like
yeah,
I'm blowing the bag in the cannabis industry. So I was like, okay, well,
hundreds.
if and that's under the table, right? We're not even talking about, you know, the money is getting taxed on top. So I'm like, okay, there's obviously like there's just a lot of money, and I felt more comfortable putting my money and my energy towards something that I was already kind of invested in, right? You didn't have to convince me to come
Right.
on to the cannabis, you know, bandwagon and say, oh, it's good for that. Like, yeah, I believed in it. I've
Right.
experienced what it does and what it can do. And for me, it just seemed like a very natural progression, although it's,
No.
you know, stark contrast to what like I typically do. But I feel like this has just always been more, you know, I like to be creative. I like to problem solve. I like to, I feel like my mind just works a certain way, like in terms of strategy. So I like being able to put all of those things into a place or industry that, yeah, I think is growing quite literally,
Right.
and has tons of potential. And I think really too, and this kind of, well, yeah, and this kind of segues to really what the brand is about. But
Right.
it's like cannabis really brings people together. Like that's when
That
it comes down to it, at the core of
right.
it, at the root of who I am, right? I'm all
Right.
for, you
Right.
know, people getting along, respecting each other, being from, I feel like
And I'm pretty
in
sure
my
you can relate to
experiences, it's important for
it.
me
Big.
to
Big.
kind of create spaces where people can be, you know,
Good.
themselves, where people can be honest with each other, where people can just like kind of vibe and, you know, where frequency or energy is the only frequency, right? Like none of
Right.
that other shit matters. And so even in creating a brand, I wanted to do something that it wasn't just about getting high. It wasn't just about, you know, I smoke weed every day, right?
Right.
It was about
Right.
what is this feeling? What is, like, you know, you put this shit on, like, do you feel good, right? Like real shit.
Yeah.
Like that's really what it's about. Do
Yeah.
you feel good when you put it on? And if you feel good, then I've done what I've come to do, right? And I think that cannabis is just one of those things that naturally marries into people feeling good, into
I'm
people
telling you.
feeling their best. And like, yeah, if I'm being real, I wanted to, it's a lot of my
Right.
personality as well.
Right.
Like you look at the colors,
Yeah.
you look at it's very tropical. It's very just happy. It's vibes. It's good vibes
Yeah.
all the way around. And so that was a large part of why I wanted to do the brand the way that I did, but also in this particular industry.
Some people want to know, how did you end up going to Thailand? To let them know again
Yeah,
if they
to
didn't.
begin with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to be
Right.
fair, let me go ahead and get this clear this up. I don't personally grow. I am actually not allowed to grow in Thailand as a foreigner. So that is something
Right.
that is hands
What?
off.
Right.
What
So
type
if
of
Absolutely.
shit?
well, but if you think about it, let's be real. Let's be real, right? This is, a country with a low, I won't say lower, but like the economic status is not as high, right? So if you open the floodgates for people like us who come from a country with a stronger dollar, you open the floodgates for them to come here and grow, then none of these Thai growers have any, that's it, right? They're just, their money cannot compete, right? So the
Okay.
agricultural aspect of it
Right.
is hands off to foreigners, right? So you're like, I can work with any, I partner with dispensaries, but essentially they can be any
Right.
variation of multiculturally owned,
Right.
but
Right.
51% still has to be Thai ownership. Okay,
Right.
there's
Right.
other. If your bag is big enough, you can circumvent that.
I kind
Yeah, but
Right.
of see
yeah,
that.
exactly. So
Thank you. That
right,
sounds like that
and
sounds like a
you
Right.
guys probably
Right.
you understand. So that's exactly why in
Right.
Thailand, foreigners are not allowed to come here and grow.
Well, I
Right?
mean,
You can
that's
have a shop,
respect, man.
but
Yeah,
even still,
that's
you're going to be in
respect,
business
man.
with Thai
Right.
people. They're going to be
I wish
majority
they
Thai
did that
owned, right?
within the
yeah.
states. Each
So that's
state
not something that
would
is.
do
Yeah,
that,
it's just
but
that's how they
you
keep
can
it
come
fair,
from
and they
whatever
keep
state
some
and
of
you can take
some of
over.
the money
Right.
in their economy, right?
Oh,
You
I
pay
love it. I,
like that's
it
just what it is.
it makes sense to me
Um,
when you explain it.
I ended up here. Full transparency, I'm a career educator. I have been. I've taught for over 10 years. And
That's dope.
that's what took me to Thailand. I had lived, I'd always taught. That was my main profession and career. And took me out to California. I was out in California for about 4 years before I moved here from California. So I was out there for about 4 years, and then I had a teaching opportunity that just landed me here. And like I said, none of this was happening when I got here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I found my trees, but it wasn't decriminalized. It wasn't none of that. So, I was just here for the vibes, low key. I was like, oh yeah, we chilling. It's Thailand. Come on, we
Right.
fucking chilling. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then once stuff started opening up,
I hope
yeah,
you
and
blow up.
I'll be real, romanticize it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a challenge. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I'm here. I'm obviously
Yeah.
grown, so
I like that, man. I
that's
like because
just
a lot of
music
people
city
get
Jamaican. I'm
stuck
grown, right? But
stuck in
at the
one
same time, it's
place.
like
You know what I mean? They
I'm
think
away
the
from my family. My
opportunities
partner just recently
is
moved
only
back
where
to the
they
states,
are.
so
You
I'm
know
doing
what I
long
mean?
distance with that, right?
Oh
So
shit.
it's sacrifices that definitely get made. But back to what
That's
Tone was
right.
saying, just like the vision has been much bigger than these circumstances right now.
Come on. Come
And
on.
I think as long as I keep, you know what I'm saying, like my eye on the prize, they fired though.
This quality ain't no joke.
Man, y'all better tell them something. Talk to them straight up. We
That's
out
it.
here.
Right.
It's
I don't
always
even know
high
if y'all can
season. Come
see it.
on.
I don't even want to mess up
I
with.
don't know, man. These shirts, man. Look, these shirts is. I
That's
mean,
it.
this ain't
This is
no like.
nice.
This ain't
It's a
no
nice
Hanes
quality. It's
material
nice
or
and
nothing like that,
durable.
man. This
This
is like
this
solid material right here. You know what I'm saying?
they
Listen,
should wear
I'm already
this.
knowing. You already
This ain't
know what
no.
you slid in
This
my DMs
is
about. We
this.
coming.
This ain't no
Yeah.
like see-through
Oh, I
No,
stuff,
and
cannot wait.
man. You know what I
We
mean?
want to
so like
promote
It's
you
heavy.
guys and
I
helping
appreciate that
anyway.
though, because again, like you guys know too, it's just like
I would love to have a
y'all had the
variety
same
of.
problem trying to get
You
in
know, I'm a
here.
Yeah,
t-shirt
IG is mid,
fanatic. You
right?
know
They
what I
not
mean?
trying to hear nothing that the cannabis space is trying to
that's
do, and
crazy.
they just being
Yeah,
haters
for
for no
sure.
reason. So
Can't
it's
do it.
like
Yeah,
really, really,
yeah.
no, for real. And
You gotta be
yeah,
totally
and like I said,
Right,
unbiased.
I really appreciate y'all giving me an opportunity to really get on here and
right,
talk, because
Yes,
in reality, like I said,
right.
I'm
I
just
was
trying to
telling
build some
Tone, I
things
said, man, we
early
got to
to show up
collaborate,
at
man. It's the only way we're
places
gonna
in the
get.
states that I would
You
like
know, we
to. You know what
can't
I mean?
hate
Like
on
different
each
events
other,
and things,
man. We
like all
can't
these expos and whatnot.
just stare at
And
each
so,
other
but
and
I'm
just
also trying
look.
to
You
be
know, we got
present
to
here
kind
and
of
do
support each
all
other,
the things. So
man. You
I
know.
just appreciate the opportunity to really get on here and really, yeah, just share what I've been doing. I feel like it's kind of been a mystery for a lot of people. Just like, the fuck is this Munchie Merchant?
very nice to
What
meet
is
you.
this? What
Yeah,
is this shit? Yeah,
we need.
facts. So, and yeah. Yeah, the
When
bots
you,
are real. The scammers are
yeah,
real. So
that's
I'm happy
right.
to put a face. Um,
It's
but
nice
yeah,
when
so that's I don't
y'all
think
come
that's
out.
actually yeah,
Yeah,
for sure, for sure.
yeah.
So I guess maybe I
It's
should probably
always
tell you
good
a
to
little
put a
bit more of
face
like the
to it,
brand
man,
itself. We've done a lot
because
of
it's
chopping
you
it
know
up and
the
stuff.
internet and
Um,
it's so shiesty
so
out here. You know what
essentially,
I
y'all
mean?
got some tone. You have a signature character. So
Yeah,
basically, what it is it's the brand is about peace, progress, and positivity, right? Like through and through, that's what the brand is rested in. That's what the characters represent.
right,
And
right,
for
right,
me, like I said, it was kind of born out of my time here, but I wanted something that was like playful. I wanted something that was different. I wanted something that just kind of visually stood out from everything else I had seen in the cannabis space, right? Because it's like, and no knock to any of those, right? But just I wanted
Right.
something that was a little bit, different. So that's really how the characters came about. And so kind of a play on the name, right? Is like they're all foods, right? You got
Munchy, munchy.
broccoli, who's a broccoli, but he's what he does. Then you got
Yeah.
QP, right? Obviously, if you're a real one and you know what a QP is, you know exactly where that name come from. And then oh man, Matt Mellon, right? Again, inspired by strains and things. So these characters really are just representations of that peace, progress, and positivity, right? In different ways.
Yeah.
So it's really just them, kind of
right.
like that, sharing that message and conveying that message, but just like in a playful, lighthearted kind of way, where it's yeah, shit is a little crazy sometimes, maybe most times in the world, but
Yeah.
but sometimes it's nice to kind of like kind of step out of that for a minute and just come into kind of
Remember
like
to
a
love. Remember
facts.
to love. And everything isn't always, it, you choose what you really want to be receptive to. Like if you want to be receptive to negativism, your day is going to be
That's what you're
not
gonna
so
get.
good. Like, wake up and be positive and be motivated just
Right.
like you are. Like I can't see you, but you sound like you're like 18 years old. But
Yeah,
so
good.
I can't really see you, but I can hear it. I can hear the passion in you. You started a business, and I'm assuming you said your partner came back to the States to work on the brand here as well.
So I'm actually doing both. My real life partner, like my real life
Yeah,
person that I'm with, just moved
yeah,
from Thailand back to the States, right?
right.
So that was just more so to add to the layer of just like it's challenging
Oh,
being
that's
in a different
hard.
place, and
That's God.
yeah, just trying to do other things, but yeah, it is. I do very much feel like it's kind of been laid on me to do this thing.
Yeah,
And
do it.
I'm gonna see it through. I'm gonna definitely see it through. Like, truth be told, the business is not even a year old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I'm already making traction and doing stuff that
yeah,
Oh my goodness. The way our momentum is going
you
right
know,
now,
like, cool.
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna be, we're making
and
moves.
we
We're doing a
Yeah.
lot.
and
We're,
like we out
Well,
here,
yeah, yo,
gentlemen.
me,
We're out
me,
here, so
hey,
yeah,
Tom,
we're
be
out
a
here.
nice flight to
I'm
Thailand,
telling
get a
you.
little nice little
But yeah,
Thailand
That's
definitely, and that goes for anybody. I recommend that to
perspective
anybody,
of the
right?
cannabis
You
industry for the
love the
Canna
culture and
Brothers.
you
You
love
know
what
what I
it's
mean?
about. I feel like
She
Thailand is a
could be
place
our
that kind of blows
chauffeur.
your mind
yeah.
because it's like so like, oh shit, there's a dispensary there, it's a shop there. Oh, I could bring these 7 grams on the plane with me to
Okay,
travel domestically.
okay,
Oh, okay. Like that's the type of
What?
time.
Oh,
Yeah, like you can
that's
fly
different.
within Thailand. Got your certain amount of tree that you need to take with you for the beach. Pack that shit up. Which is
What?
crazy. Which is crazy, right? You think about your face is like, hey, wait a minute,
Yo,
like what?
that's it. Try that over here. You're gonna be. I
Under
mean,
the
they gonna make a big deal about it. They're gonna make a big fuss
under the J.
about it.
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
it could never happen over here. Like I love this freedom. How, okay, business wise,
sure.
is it easier on doing? I'm assuming you are an LLC, right?
Yeah. So
That's amazing.
it is different. It's different here, obviously, right? I'm in another country, so setting up
Yeah.
LLC and other things. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward process in the states, right? And it's something that, as an American citizen, you fucking decide in a week you want to set up a business, you got it done, right? You don't have to talk to nobody, you don't have to see nobody, you don't have to do none of that, right?
Right.
Here, because I'm a foreigner, right? I cannot do it
right,
without Thai people, right? So getting back to what
Okay.
you're saying about like relationships, right? I have to establish those relationships enough that I feel comfortable and they feel comfortable going into business
right,
together.
right,
Oh,
But
oh
there's a lot
wow. So
right.
more.
you're on the
To be
ground. So
honest,
you have to be on the ground doing
yeah,
this. This is like on the front
Yeah,
lines, like establishing
it ain't no
connections.
like I'm finna message some. No. It's like I'm gonna go meet at with somebody at they shop, or I got this potential opportunity to go do that. Right? Like
Right.
That's dope.
it's different, right? So it
Yeah,
has to be a certain level of ownership, right? Which obviously makes sense. I get it. So there's just a lot more that I don't have control over, if that makes sense.
right.
It really
That's fine.
that's really how I see it, right? Where I'm just like, okay, like yeah, because there's more I can do more with this business here than I can do with the business
Right.
in the States, right? I'm gonna have
Really?
both, right? But
Well, that's fine. It could just be one of
I
your
want to have one on
businesses.
each,
You
and I
know what I'm
want to kind of
saying?
keep them in for just for my like all that shit, all the tax, and keeping a very clear line. Like it's just easier for me versus trying to make a branch of a U.S. business over here. I could do that too, but that's trying to deal with all of that.
Yeah,
So
But
my thought
you
process
can have
I
was
one
feel you.
on each end of
make
the
them two
spectrum if
separate
you wanted to,
warehouses,
right?
right? And spin the wheel and do the thing, because it's primarily I manage everything online for the States, right? Whereas
Right.
here I
Yeah.
am out at the shops. I am out in the culture and getting to know people and connecting with folks. So it's it is
Yeah.
interesting, right? Because like I said, I have
Yeah,
people on
Right.
the ground here, but I'm in the cloud over
Right.
there. You know what I'm saying? And so just trying to make sure everything is still going.
Right.
Is so to answer your question though, it is. I think it's harder in some regards, but also easier, right? I feel like people are more
yeah.
willing to have a conversation with you, right? Whereas, back home, you got to go through 4 or 5 people before you can even really
Yeah.
get to the person you really trying to talk to,
Yeah,
right?
man. And
Right.
Whereas people
Right.
here, they're a little more just like, okay, you have a business, and like you can basically prove you have a business. All right, let's, they're more open to have that conversation.
oh,
So yeah,
so
I just feel like it was
there.
I had to do it. I had to do it. If for nothing else, I was like, yo, I had to. Like, this just, I have to. I got this
Right.
opportunity laying on this table in front of me, and I would regret it if I did not
Oh
take it
yeah,
or eat it up. You know
you
what I'm
gotta
saying?
take those
Like, it's,
chances.
Right.
Absolutely. But actually, what is just? Can you tell me one thing that's different that you think it's different between the business, like the business in like United States compared to Bangkok? That's
Right.
crazy.
Right.
Bangkok. That's crazy.
yeah, it's the main thing, the biggest thing, like, real spill. There is a sense of integrity here that you just do not get back in the States. And the reason for that is because culturally, Thai people are honest, right? It is like fundamentally against their principles as part of their religion to lie, right? Like that is fundamentally
Really?
against who they are as people, right? If that's what they, believe in. So deals tend to be a lot more honest. You don't, not to say you got to go in and don't be naive, right? Don't go in and say, oh,
Right.
everything's gonna work out. But people typically will err on the side of integrity and saying, okay, we agreed to this, and so one thing I definitely have to keep in mind sometimes is just like, yeah, that's cool, but I still need it in writing. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's my
That's right.
American brain, right? My American business brain is like, nah, put all that shit somewhere in a document that we
Yeah.
both, you know what I mean? Like my American mind's like, no, none of that, right?
Yeah.
Whereas here, I might have a conversation before we necessarily put paperwork, right? Like, matter of fact, it's a shop
Mm-hmm.
right now. Shop right now. Shout out to Slow Bird
Right.
BKK.
Right.
That we have been able
Right. You don't
to
got no time
arrange
to
a
waste.
deal
Got no
off
time
word
to
of mouth,
waste. Right.
right? I
Right.
said I was gonna do what I was gonna do. You said you was gonna do what you do, and we're doing it, right?
Yeah.
So and I trust that we'll get to once our because really opportunity gave me opportunity to put my stuff into this market, right? So as our relationships develop and grow, right,
Yeah.
there will be more like more paperwork, but at the end of the day, like, the reality is that we had an honest deal and we agreed to do what we said we were going to do, and
Without
we moved it.
paperwork, that says more. That's awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
That's awesome.
That's exactly right. Where it's just like, okay. Now, like I said, I wouldn't be naive and say that's gonna work with everybody. And like, there's definitely
Right.
gonna come a time as my business scales up, right? I got to scale up other things. So it's like, okay, let's put this in a more formal way, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, that is something that people are more willing to like just be. The intention is already, I think, inherently honest to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And again, like not saying 100% of people are like, again, don't be naive, because it's not to say that there aren't people who will take advantage, right? But typically there's a lot more integrity going into business deals, honest deals. And like I said, once you really kind of show them that like you're like a legit business, all the small talk goes out the window after that.
Shout out to freaking Thailand, man.
Yeah,
I never thought.
Sure.
I never thought that they just be so open to it. Because I've always thought that the further you go across seas, they're not so into like, they're really harsh on those damn laws, man. Those even cannabis, they don't play that shit. I'm scared even. Y'all remember when they put that woman in jail for a pen? That basketball woman?
Out of there. Gone under the jail for months.
In Russia. Like, I remember, wasn't that right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Ridiculous shit. Like,
and that's the thing. It really what it comes down to is just, you got to educate yourself no matter where you choose to go, right?
Yeah.
You just, and that goes with anything, right? But as long as you take the time to brush up on, like, for example, a lot of people might think they could come here and, it's decriminalized. I can smoke anywhere. It's like, no, you can't. That don't mean you just like to stand out on the street, right? Because people are still living their lives here. People,
Yeah. What can and can't you do? Right. What can and can't you do?
So that's one of the main things, right? Is it's not really meant for, like, it's public sale, but it's not meant for public consumption per se, right? And I know one of the things that has been kind of like, technically, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but they're not supposed to have like a smoking room, like a section, right? The idea is just like, you get your stuff and go.
Right.
It happens, you know what I'm saying? It still happens, but you can't necessarily be like outside on the street, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of a public nuisance in that regard. But I mean, for the most part, the shops are everywhere. You go in. I mean, if they think you don't look old enough, they might card you. But like, even that's rare. Like, honestly, even that's a little rare.
Thank God, man.
Yeah, it's. I think that, like, again, I saw somebody, because I do follow quite a few Thai influencers here, just kind of like, because I'm even still learning. Like, I'm not foolish enough to assume that I know everything about Canna culture just because from the States, right? Thai cannabis culture is very different, right? It has its own, flow and how it works. So yeah, I would.
Absolutely.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And there's no, like I said,
hey man, it all starts from the seed, anyways, man. You know what I mean? So the culture to me all comes down to the seed.
Of dispensaries across.
And that's the most important thing is like putting that thing in the ground. You know what I mean?
It's the economy. Shout out to Canna Cape Cod. She has submitted the bill. But
yeah, I've been following. I see every time y'all get on. Yeah, shout out to what she's doing for real, because them the bed and breakfast joints. Yeah, I need that.
Real Mac lunch. Shut up.
More space.
That's it's funny, man. How these dispensaries is just like,
you got your brand centered around the plant, which is absolutely, that's what it's about. That's to get the word out. And you're in a place.
Another thing
you didn't even think about it.
Too.
Go
ahead. My bad, Tom. What'd you say?
You didn't even think about it. Like, when you moved to Thailand, you weren't even there when the laws were illegal with cannabis. So you just you're like in the heart of it right now. Shout out.
It's been interesting to watch, right? Because I kind of saw it go from the Wild Wild West, where it was just like, it was a free for all. I'm talking like, it was just, boom, I'm finna run up in this shop, run up in that shop. Like, it was so new. It's like with anything, right? It's so new, and everybody, just kind of jumps on it. Then after a while, then sometimes there's too much action going on. There's too many people, get oversaturated a little bit.
That's gotta be crazy sometimes.
Maybe we gotta, tighten this thing up a little bit. But yeah, it's It's helped.
Oh, sorry.
That's the thing. It's helped, right? It is definitely the industry here is definitely more catered to, I would say, tourists. Just because, again, just the reality of it is a lot of these dispensaries, they're going to charge a certain price point per gram for whatever the thing is in the shop, and the higher that is, the more likely it's not. It's going to be tourists coming to, right? Tourists are the ones typically that have that disposable, if I want to spend, let's say for reference, I'll say like 15 USD on a gram, right? Tourists are going to spend that, right? Even if we was at home right now, we'd be like, oh, $15 for a gram. I don't know about that. Let me see if I know somebody got it for 10. Let me, because that's how it is when you live there, right? You're not going to pay. You're probably not going to go. Y'all grow, so I know y'all not trying to go to nobody's shop. And,
it. I ain't playing that
growing,
shit.
Right?
I get it from the mud, literally the ground.
Yeah, for real. But there's a lot. I'll put it this way: Thailand's wide open, and it is. I feel like it's going to pave the way for a number of other southeastern countries. Not quite sure which ones just yet, but I do think that. I think people are looking at how Thailand handles it and what Thailand has been able to accomplish.
Shout out to fucking Thailand.
Yeah, big facts.
Thank you for letting us enter Thailand. Thank you. Go ahead.
Honestly, I'd like to give people, I want people to have a glimpse into this, right? Because I do feel like it is very much lended to what I've created, and why I see, just why I see, how I see it, why I see it the way I do, and what led me to see it that way. So, big shout out to Thailand. I'll be back home soon enough. Just kind of putting some more roots down here. I feel like Thailand. That's what I also want to do, is give myself an opportunity to always come back. Yeah. Because it's a beautiful place, and like I'm in the city. I think part of this can be a little bit more like overstimulating, but you get down to these beaches, you get down to just like.
Is it just the nice weather all the time? Is it get cold?
It's hot all the time. It's hot. Like, it's funny. I had some family visiting right now, and they just were not prepared for how hot it would be every day. Like, they thought they was gonna be out on tours. They thought they was gonna be out doing everything, and they were like, "We're at the hotel chilling because it's hot."
When is it cool? When is it cooler? Y'all don't have a winter.
Nope. There is dry season and monsoon season. That is, for the most part. So right now we're in dry season, which typically goes from like October, November to I'd say May, June. So basically, just like it's dry, just like it sounds. Really, really humid, really hot. You're talking probably like 90 degrees every day. And then when monsoon season comes, it is like it rains just about every day, every other day. But it's like downpour, and then it just evaporates like nothing happened. But the streets will be flooded, and it's kind of wild. So I would not suggest coming during monsoon season. Definitely come through. Hope the tourism authority of Thailand gives me a check for this. But definitely come through to Thailand for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for letting us. We're gonna put you everywhere, girl. Like, we're gonna put you everywhere. Hey, don't you worry.
I appreciate that. And y'all know I'm gonna make sure I show y'all some love. I got some drops. I've always got some.
We was trying to get one of the growers of Canna Thai on, man.
Head over to munchiemerchy.com.
A little difficult.
Sign up. Like, when you first hit the website, it's gonna ask you, we'll throw you a discount code. Trust me, you want to get that discount code. Like, it's we structured it just right for you, so you can get the deal that you're looking for. Hop on there every night. Like, I try not to spam people and put too much. I just people got stuff they got to do. But any new releases. So I got this one. This one I'm trying to figure out. These are one of ones, to be quite honest. But this Can I Hit It shirt. This one's coming real soon. But check on the sign up, subscribe to the newsletter. Any new releases, things like that coming out. Look at that man Marvin.
Don't play with Come on,
Yeah,
Mark.
look, be on the
Don't
lookout.
play with
Every
it.
stuff being dropped. I got a lot of stuff coming up for 420 because I was like, let me just sit on some of these things. Let me hold off because 420 on the way. But yeah, that's the best way to stay in touch. Follow us on IG, at merchymerchy.com or / at munchymerchy. And yeah, it's just a feel good
Munchy,
vibe.
munchy,
It's a feel good
munchy,
brand.
munchy.
It's meant to, I definitely want to start doing more stuff for like the growers out there because honestly, I feel like I'm gonna be real. The growers don't get enough love, right? And if we talking
Yeah,
like, I don't touch any of the plant. I never have unless I'm consuming it. But I feel like the growers, like we don't have none of this. At the time, we don't have these dispensaries, we don't have these shops, we don't have none of that if the growers not growing. So
talk.
big shout out to
Yeah.
y'all for holding the space for the growers to,
Yes,
come to the
ma'am.
forefront.
We will
For real.
back. We will circle back and see what you're doing. We're watching. We're subscribed to everything you do on all the notifications, your lives, whatever you do.
Appreciate
Those
that.
are blue. We got you. We're gonna
Yeah,
put
I
you out
appreciate it.
with all these. We're gonna make a lot of reels,
Yeah,
and you just
man.
get used to seeing
Nah,
yourself.
for
We
sure.
will talk to you later.
Yeah, you
Thank you.
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Y'all boys be easy. Hit me up. Y'all know what it is. I appreciate it.
Good night, man. Bye bye.
All right, take